Welcome to the illustrated fiction, Cipher of the Void. Episode 1, The Wreckage Gambit. Cale Draven hunched over the controls of the Raven's Claw, his weathered hands guiding the freighter through a jagged asteroid belt under the faint red glow of a dwarf star. The cockpit's cracked viewscreen flickered, casting shadows across his stubbled face, while proximity sensors chirped a steady warning. His dark eyes, sharp with years of instinct, tracked the tumbling rocks, each a potential tombstone in this graveyard of space. The ship's hull shuddered as a stone grazed its side, but Cale's expression stayed hard, unflinching. He'd run worse gauntlets, pirate ambushes, Dominion blockades. This was just another job: scavenge, sell, survive. The galaxy didn't care about heroes, and neither did he. Beside him, Zix, his spherical droid companion, bobbed on spindly legs, optics glowing orange as it scanned the void. Dominion cruiser wreckage ahead, Zix announced, its voice dry. Probably picked clean. Cale smirked, adjusting the thrusters. Dead ships don't argue. Let's see what's left. The Raven's Claw glided closer, its floodlights piercing the darkness to unveil the shattered husk of the Dominion cruiser DSV Tyrannus. The ship loomed massive even in ruin, its hull split open, spilling debris into the asteroid field like blood from a wound. Cale locked the freighter into a slow orbit, squinting at the viewscreen as the cruiser's nameplate came into view, etched in stark Dominion script. This was an Enforcer-class vessel, built to crush rebellions, now reduced to a floating relic. Scan it, he ordered, leaning back in his creaking chair. Zix's optics flickered, interfacing with the sensors. No life signs, minimal power. Suggest docking at the ventral breach. Cale pulled on his patch diva suit, oxygen gauge flickering at half, and grabbed a blaster. You're staying put, he told Zix. Last time you tagged along, I nearly died. Zix huffed. I also saved you. Twice. Cale stepped from the airlock, tether trailing behind as his magnetic boots clanked onto the Tyrannus's hull near a massive breach. His helmet's floodlights sliced through the dark, revealing a cavernous interior, floating debris, shattered consoles, a spinning helmet caught in zero-G. No bodies, though, the Dominion incinerated their dead, leaving no trace. The asteroid field stretched silent beyond, a chaotic dance of rock and shadow. He pushed off, drifting deeper, light sweeping over a cargo bay pocked with blaster burns. Crates bobbed free, spilling rations and ammo. He snagged a few, clipping them to his belt. Small haul, but something. Then his beam caught a faint, pulsing glow beneath a pile of twisted metal, violet and alive. Zix, you seeing this? He asked, voice crackling over comms. Unknown object, Zix replied. Energy signatures spiking. Be careful. Cale shoved aside debris, revealing a spherical object hovering an inch above the deck, no bigger than his fist, its surface etched with shifting carvings. The violet light pulsed like a heartbeat, humming through his suit as he reached for it. His gloved fingers brushed its surface, and a jolt, sharp, electric, alive, shot up his arm. The carvings flared brighter, the orb rising as if aware of him. He froze, breath catching. This wasn't salvage, this was something ancient, something wrong. Analysis, Zix, he snapped, pulling back. Quantum fluctuations, possible data matrix, Zix reported. It's active. Get it and go. Cale unclipped a containment pouch, but the orb pulsed again, and the wreck groaned, metal grinding, a tremor rippling through. His HUD flared, energy spike, proximity alert. Shadows moved outside the breach. Cale twisted, light catching 3 Dominion scout ships emerging from the asteroid field, sleek, angular, their engines rumbling. Laser bolts streaked past, crimson and deadly, slamming into the hull as he kicked toward the breach. Zix, incoming. He barked. 3 scouts, closing fast, Zix confirmed. They've locked onto the energy burst. Move. Cale snagged the orb, shoving it into the pouch despite its faint resistance, and propelled himself out. Bolts sizzled by, one grazing his leg, pain flared, but the suit held. He clamped his boots to the hull, firing his blaster at the lead scout. The shot bounced off its shields, but it bought time. Tether retract. He shouted, thrusters flaring as the line yanked him back toward the Raven's Claw. The scouts closed in, relentless. Kale tumbled into the airlock, slamming the seal as the Raven's claw roared awake. He scrambled to the cockpit, dropping into the pilot's seat, hands flying over controls. Go, 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 he yelled. 6 had the engines burning, the freighter lurching free as Dominion fire raked the wreck behind them. Kale banked hard, dodging a barrage, asteroids exploding in their wake. Shields at 60%, 6 reported. They're hailing, surrender or die. Tell him I'm busy, Kale growled, spinning into a corkscrew through the field. The orb pulsed in his pouch, cockpit lights flickering. Energy surge from your prize, 6 said. It's messing with us. Kale ignored it, slamming the hyperspace lever. Stars stretched, and they jumped, silence falling as the scouts vanished. Kale slumped back, breath ragged, pulling the orb from the pouch. Its glow softened, but the carvings shifted, alive, a puzzle begging to be solved. He held it up, violet light reflecting in his eyes. What are you? He muttered. 6 rolled closer, scanning. Unknown origin, high energy output. The Dominion tracked it fast, too fast. Kale's mind raced. He'd been running from his past, debts, sins, a life he'd torched, for years. This thing dragged him into something bigger, something he couldn't ditch. A smuggler's gut said sell it, vanish. But a buried spark, curiosity, defiance, whispered to keep it, crack its code. The galaxy was a mess, maybe this was his mess now. Set a course for the outer rim, Kale said, voice firm despite the ache in his leg. 6's optics flickered. The rim? That's 92% likely to end badly. Kale grinned, reckless fire in his gaze. That's why it's fun. He set the orb on the console, its pulse steady now, a quiet challenge. The Raven's claw hummed through hyperspace, stars streaking past, carrying him toward answers, or ruin. The Dominion wouldn't let this go, he'd kicked a hornet's nest. But he'd survived worse. The past he'd buried stirred faintly, a soldier's oath, a betrayal, a name he'd shed. This orb, this Cipher core, might force him to face it. For now, he'd run toward the unknown. Hit subscribe and like to stay updated on what's coming next.